close to Merry Christmas. I think that we're almost a little over a week away. So we wanted to show you a couple of projects this week that the more I got thinking about it, it's almost like a retrospective of everything we've been doing this year, everything that we've been trying to, give you tips and tricks about or teach you maybe a skill. So we wanted to go through these guys and kind of just show you different things that you already know, but might be a nice, quick, last-minute Christmas present for you.
Or a winter project.
Yeah, Terry, I think it's already Christmas.
Yeah.
So
we're on to after Christmas now.
So let's take a quick look at what we've got here. We'll start with this one. It's called Holiday Skate. This is a wool project. And what we did is we did do it on flannel in the background. Again, backgrounds, I mean, it looks like wool, so it's cool, but it doesn't have the cost of wool. So that's one reason why we do like to go with the flannel for a background. Very, very simple to stitch. I mean, there really wasn't a whole lot to it. I realized there's a couple things I forgot on here. It needs buttons in here. So
French knots to me would be better.
No, they aren't big enough.
Oh, really?
They need actually buttons, little buttons on there.
Seed beads.
Yeah.
Seed beads would be
well,
cute.
no, because if you look at the pattern, you can see that they're pretty
that's
chunky
very
on
blurry.
there.
Yeah, but those are also the micro black buttons that we cannot get until after Christmas. So don't be promising anything.
No, I'm not promising anything, but I'm just thinking I think it needs a chunky something in there, not anything fine. And then this is one of the Barnwood frames that we like to put our things in. So it has all nice little distressed little critter holes in them. So, but again, just a really quick, but if
you did it by
simple.
hand, it could be done by machine.
I did it by hand, and it actually only took me 2 nights to stitch.
Mm-hmm.
So it really did go quite quickly. And I love this wool. This is called a fun fact. If you didn't know, wools do have names to them. This little guy is just like priceless at this time of year. It's called Swedish Fish.
Why, we don't know.
Why, we don't know, but it has a built-in red and white stripe to it. So for candy cane, it is like the best thing. And it actually is a double-sided. The other side doesn't have quite as much stripe to it, but it's really just a really fun one. Okay, this next one is called Cardinals at Home. And on this guy, again, we've talked to you about buttonhole applique before. So this is really nothing that hard. There is, I think, on the original, and there's a couple things we ran out of time on these guys. So you can kind of see on the original pattern.
I forgot that. I was going to do it by machine, and I totally forgot.
There was a whole lot of little embroidery in here that should have gone on it, but
I totally forgot that. That is my bad.
You're bad. You be bad.
Oops. It's cute anyways.
But again, that could be done either by hand or by machine. I would think, very honestly, it would be tough to do some of this stuff by hand through the fusing. So it would be, you could do this stuff up here by hand that was into the background, but I would probably do that by machine. And there's no saying that you can't combine techniques, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But who doesn't love a really fun cardinal at this time of year? And again, it's not a huge project, so very easily doable.
That took me, because I stitched it yesterday, just the stitching part probably didn't take me more than an hour and a half at most.
Yeah.
It was really quick. If I'd done it all, it would have taken me a little bit more, but I forgot, so I didn't.
And this one, again, is more of a winter. You've got the little bit of the blue for winter, so it's not quite a Christmas thing. This one can stay out a little bit longer.
And this would also fit on one of our 12-inch
I was just going to say,
hangers.
This one is a 12 by 18, so the 12-inch hangers that we have would fit in here very nicely.
Too bad I didn't bring one to show you, but that's okay.
Okay, we're going in the order of what I have on my hand.
I don't know, but my arm's getting tired, so you're going to have to go a little faster.
So we're going over to Joyful Christmas, or Joyful over here. This is just a cute little bird. And I changed this a bit from the pattern. As you can see, this was supposed to be a pillow. I don't have a whole lot of use for pillows, so the cat kind of sleeps on them, so it's not a... And I think this is...
It's probably supposed to be a partridge in a pear tree.
Trying to see. This is a Canadian company from this pattern. So they did a yellow bird, and maybe that's what it was, a partridge. Well, I'm sorry, I had to change it to a cardinal. There's just no way about it. So, and again, deciding that I didn't want a pillow, I didn't want to just put borders on it. So with the same border fabric, I just snowballed the corners, which really kind of did the same shape as the wreath on there. And we've talked to you guys about whenever you're finding patterns, make them your own. If you like the design, but you're not quite sure about the usage of it, do what you want with it. if I didn't want a pillow, I don't want a pillow.
That's right. And
Make
you're the
it
boss
into
of you.
something that is useful to you. So this one is called Joyful, obviously. Very, very simple. Wool applique on the center. We did do it on a prairie cloth, which is a little bit coarser weave fabric, so it gives kind of a little bit of a rustic flavor to it. So that one is Joyful. Next one is our Ho 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 sheeps up here. This one is kind
Could you have gotten it any higher, Marty? I mean, really?
Well, it was either that or you were going to be on your knees on the bottom.
my
so take your pick.
gosh.
You can tilt the camera, you know.
No, because then you don't get it square.
So anyways, you can see the differences on this one. And this
Bring
is,
that down. Bring
this
the
is
pattern
where
Thank you.
no upper body strength, I know. This is where one of those that change of colors can kind of do a whole lot to a wall hanging. To me, this was a little bit on the unbalanced side when they had two backgrounds that are white and then the red one on the other side.
And Marty, you know, does usually not worry about balance.
And I usually don't worry about balance. And the sheep were just kind of a little anemic to me. Oh, and I didn't put eyes on them.
We have blind sheep today, ladies
No, we
and
have
gentlemen.
blind
So
sheep
sorry.
that can't smell either because the noses aren't on there. So anyways, I balanced out the red, put the light in the middle, and added this one as a darker one. And this is, I think, has that little bit of more of a Scandinavian flair to it. It's just that red and cream. But I wanted to change it up a little bit, so I grayed up the grays a little bit more, made the legs and ears a little bit darker, and then I added just this pop of the gold in there for the star and the antlers, just to have it have a little bit of different color.
Okay, I have to tell you a sheep story.
Oh,
See, and
sheep
this was
story?
before Marty's time.
Oh,
Back
is
when
this
we were little.
Pokey and Tootie and all.
Yeah. No, I probably did call one a name that I would get in trouble
Yeah,
for
you're
now.
right.
But anyways, when we were little, our dad was on the farm and they had sheep. So whenever there was an orphan lamb, or like if the mother had two and only took care of one, those little lammies would come to our house, and then we had closed, and we were right in downtown Canaseraga. So
Well,
just so you know.
downtown Canaseraga is still a blip in the road.
I
so-
know, but we were in the village of Canaseraga. But anyways, long story short, Mom and Dad were very active in the CYO at that point, which is the Catholic Youth Organization. And I remember one year, Christmas time. What?
You can bring your arm down a little bit.
Thank you. Well, I wanted them to see the lambs. So anyways, one year for Christmas, Mom and Dad, they got straw from the farm. They built a full-sized nativity scene, a creche. And our lambs, our pet lambs, were running around inside the creche around Mary and Joseph, because Mom made full-size statues.
Yep.
So we had our little lammies running around so we've always had a soft spot for lammies. But yes, that was
Even though Dad always said they were born to die.
yes, but that was stop traffic in Canaseraga.
Yeah, a little bit.
Anyways, that was my story. Move on.
Well, that was kind of it. So that
Okay.
was the Ho 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 sheep. But again, this goes back to
Make it your own.
sometimes the design, you really like it, but you're like, but it's just, then change it.
Mm-hmm.
Once you buy the pattern, it's yours. So you
Yep.
can do absolutely anything you want with it. Make it into something different other than,
Or if you
you
like
know.
the pattern, do the pattern.
right, you could have done this. This would be a cute little pillow if you wanted to. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you can do anything that you want with it. Okay, this middle guy is Snowy Silent Night, which is this one. And actually we had great ideas for this one, but it did not come to fruition. And again, on this one, you can kind of see they did a light border around the outside of it, which just kind of looked a little anemic to me. I'm not being critical of the designer. It's just, it's always a personal preference type thing. So we added a nice light inner border to break up the center from the outside, but then did do a darker outside border and binding.
This one really did turn out lovely. You've got the night sky with a little gold
Little starry-
fabric, the fabric, and then you've got the churches and then the trees. And we used regular cotton for all of this, except for the snow. We used white flannel.
And that's why I wanted to address
Oh.
that a little bit too, because the reason why we do flannel, and you'll see it on the trivets that we're going to talk, or the mug rugs that we're going to talk about next. If you had used just a regular white cotton on here, because you're putting something very light on something very dark, it would have shadowed through.
Or you would have had to put
Or you would have
interfacing
had to
something.
interface it to make sure that you didn't get that shadow through factor. So by using a white flannel, it's a little bit thicker, a little bit puffier, so it's not going to shadow through.
And
white
it looks
flannel
nice.
is wonderful
Yeah.
having around this time of year. Whether it's for snowmen or anything like it, but anything that you're putting white, it's usually going to go on a dark background.
Mm-hmm.
So this just prevents any shadowing through on this. The other thing that we were going to do, and again, it was going to kind of take us back to that episode that we did where we, you can either do it in cotton or you can do it in wool. This we had intended, we were going to do just the center and add no borders on it, but do the appliques in wool, which would have been just absolutely gorgeous on just like a nice dark navy blue wool. But again, you could take a design like this and say, yeah, but I'm not feeling the cotton love on it and want to do something more in a wool, but you don't have to put the borders on it then. Then it would just be a very beautiful, and I think the center ended up being like 18 inches. So a very good sizable mat that you could throw on the middle of the table. And this, I was thinking on here, I need to go, I didn't have any metallic gold thread at home, but we do have to do a little cross at the top of the steeple. So that will be the last thing on that one. Okay, and then the last project that we're going to work with you on today is called Chillytime Mug Rugs. We did mug rugs before, but goodness, they're just an awful great gift idea. So what we did is we went through and we did ours out of flannel. Again, it's going to be a nice insulation factor. It's going to be still, but it's still going to wash and wear beautifully. But we liked on these guys that they had the little bit of the rickrack on there. And remember, we've talked to you about this before, that you can do the bindings by machine. So you would actually stitch it onto the back, bring it around to the front, and stitch it down. And they have a couple of little touches, a French knot here and there to kind of get it going. But it's just really kind of a cute little project.
I think I like the Santa the best.
Just because his nose sticks out?
He looks like a dwarf.
Oh,
from Snow White.
Oh, you're right.
From Snow White, with Grumpy or Doc or something
One
like
of them.
that. Sneezy.
Sneezy. But again, here goes back to that white flannel again. Yes, I know we did these guys all out of flannel. But this one, if you had put a cotton onto that red dark background, it would have shadowed through.
It would have muddied it.
And now you would have this nice crisp white snowflake that you can work with. So those are kind of some projects that, again, we've talked about buttonhole applique before. We've talked about making patterns yours. We've talked about mug rugs. We've talked about binding. We've done wool. We've done
framing.
Framing. I mean, we kind of hit a lot of the things that we've already talked about with you through the whole year. So this was just little kits that we were going to have pretty quick to do if you still have the urge to get anything done before Christmas. All of the kits are below and the pricing is there. We put backings in all of them except for this guy.
Because in case if you want to make it a pillow.
Right, because not knowing what you wanted to do with it, then you can do what you want. Okay. The Fabulous Fabric Finds we added, rather than replacing again, because the flannels went over great. You guys were obviously in a flannel mood this past week. So we added more flannels into it just to bring it up so you can go and see what the new ones are. Or if you missed them last week, you can get those then. And I think we're going to skip for the next couple of weeks. We're going to take a couple weeks up for Christmas. So probably we won't see you again until after the first of the year.
But oh Marty, teacher, you
Yeah.
forgot the biggest announcement, for crying out loud.
Oh, yeah, I did forget that.
Oh my gosh.
The other thing is
Oh, wait a minute. Let's mark this down.
Wait a minute, we should be turning this because you're always the give up for Christmas at this point kind of a thing.
No, I just noted that I remembered something that Marty forgot.
I didn't.
All right.
It was a late night last night, I gotta tell you. The other thing that we were going to do, and that's part of the reason why we didn't do a whole new batch of Fabulous Fabric Finds this week, is we are going to put all of our handmade stuff, the models, the finished things on sale for you. So we went through everything that we have in the shop. I mean, some of them are brand new. And we did it's roughly right around a 20% off sale
15 to 20.
Yeah. So,
And the big reason why we did this is for those of you who have been to our shop. Remember we had the big armoire with all of the models in it?
It'd be full.
It'd be overfull and almost dripping on the floor.
Yes.
So we have to
So if you
move
need
them
that
out.
last minute gift that you need for somebody and just don't have the time to do it yourself, that is an option for you. Like I said, everything that's going to be on there. Plus, we're adding what did we add, like 75
No,
more?
there was over 100.
Yeah, but some of them were already on there. But we
Oh.
added quite a few more to the finished quilt home. I think, what is it called, home decor or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's all the finished projects. So those will be on sale starting today, going all the way through until the 23rd.
Right. But
the caveat on that is, guys, shipping. If we have to ship it to you, then, you know, after a certain point, we can't guarantee.
Right.
There's just no way. And then the other thing is Terry and I are probably going to be, the last day in the shop will be this coming Saturday, the 20th. So even if you wanted to pick up, do a little bit of planning and make sure that you get it picked up by, and give us a call and say, you know, I really would like to come after this and get it at that point. So, okay. Now, did I forget anything else?
No, I think that's it.
That's it? Okay. So if we don't talk to you again, have a really super Christmas. Enjoy it.
And
Rest,
New Year's, because we
relax.
probably won't talk to you till after New Year's.
Till after New Year's too. So
Yeah, give us time to do some cleaning and some planning and
get
cleaning
a little bit of
and
downtime yourself, and then we'll all be ready for new projects after the first of the year.
all right. Merry Christmas, all.